East Chicago waiting because we were rescheduled to 6 a.m. and we got here and they don't show the rescheduled appointment. So I'm waiting for my dispatch to come in for them to look at it because somebody in our Utah office has now told me our appointment is set for 1700 this evening. But on my Qualcomm it shows 0600 this morning. So we're going to find out what's going to happen, but we had to come out of the yard and now we're just sitting on the side waiting. So to my buddy Mike, I'm going to turn this around. Man, that thing keeps flying. Anyway, guys, I got the light here. To Mike, who is in, I forgot where you're at in Florida. I don't know where you're at. You went to Walmart or Americo. We actually got here 5:30 for a 6 o'clock appointment that they don't show, and they're waiting for some 8 a.m. group to come in. They show the original appointment from the truck that broke down. They don't even show we were scheduled twice. So we got rescheduled to midnight the other night. We didn't make that one. We came in. I was trying to get somebody else to do this load because I don't like doing the Chicago area. We're in East Chicago, next to, I don't know, we're in East Chicago. And we're delivering here. And at least this facility is big. It's not like a little facility. But we had to come out, and then we're going to have to U-turn if they let us in, or I don't know if we have to go back to our terminal, which is about an hour and a half out in the Chicago traffic right now, probably about 2 to 3 hours out, because we got in here early enough before everything got really bad. So, welcome to Chuck and Mr. Mike. We're going through the same thing, so we might be going back to our terminal with this load. I have to see. We'll know more, but you're running through the same thing. So, welcome to Chuck and help your training. You should be almost done with your training. Let me know how you're doing. It sounds like you're doing good. You sound like you got a good guy who's training you, a learner. So, it's the luck of a draw with anybody. So, peace, joy, happiness. You guys be blessed. And I'll let you know more here. Let me sit and I'll wait. And I'm going to call our dispatch here. In about 15, 20 minutes, my driver manager should be in and talk to her. Peace. Alright. So I figured out the hat, guys. I'm going to tell you about my day in a minute, but I figured out the hat. This is camouflage, but a cow. So it's cow print. I thought it was cool. So me and my student got here. This was DCIJams, because you fussing about you and your trainer, and y'all went to a warehouse, and then everything was screwed up, and y'all didn't even get unloaded, and wasted time, and all that. So the load that we are on, the driver's truck broke down in Nebraska. We picked the load up in Columbus, Nebraska after dropping a load in Shiloh, Nebraska, right next to each other. The load was already going to be late because our load didn't deliver until the 3rd. And they kept emailing me about the load for this other driver, but they didn't tell me it was a broke down truck, but they kept giving me the dates of the same date of the other load that we were under. So I was eating some crackers, y'all, because I'm hungry. So I'm having pizza delivered because I'm getting ready to tell you a nightmare. We got to this load late because we were late on the first load we had running out of Arizona when I left off home time. They gave us paperwork for that load that wasn't legible, part of it. And so the consignee, the customer at the end, basically said we want better paperwork. So we sat for like 2 or 3 hours waiting for them to work all that out. Therefore, made us late to our next load. I got a student, so she's a new driver, so she's also getting used to the truck. So we got, we got there, and when we got to the next shipment, we were already going to be late on that load because we were late from the previous load. Went in, picked that up, adjusted our times, delivered the load, it was just a drop. Then we had to pick up the load that from the broke down truck. We got that load, which we're going to be late on. She's getting used to grades and curves. So we got that, but we were still running behind because everything's behind because the original behind. So they rescheduled this delivery, which is on the east side of Chicago. I'm in Menlo Park, Chicago. And it's a big warehouse. So we're on the tight part of the back end, but we're on the other side. Apparently the doctor on the other side. Thank you, Jesus. So originally, when they rescheduled, they told us midnight. We didn't get there, but we weren't going to get there by that time. Not at the rate we were going. So then they rescheduled us to 6 a.m. this morning. I got maybe 2 hours worth of sleep. Me and the student got up. We headed out to here to Chicago, and I drove this because she's still getting comfortable with city driving. So I would never throw anybody in training into Chicago, Los Angeles, Detroit, Houston, Dallas, New York traffic. Some of the smaller, and even Denver was a lot. So some of the smaller cities first, let her build that, that comfort level, that aggression of trying to put this big old truck in between cars, so they don't want to let you in. So we got here at 6. Her back, and she got the back. She been doing all her backs. And we got here at 6 we got here at 5 something this morning. We go to check in, and the security lady talking about, we don't show your appointments for the 3rd at like 1500. That was for the original truck that broke down. I'm like, well, man, you should show a rescheduled appointment. And I had that, and she said, no, I'm not seeing it, sis. So we pulled up. She had us pull up next to the guard shack. We went back the student went back at 8 o'clock, checked to see if they were waiting for another section who might not have updated their information to come in at 8. So now we're even more late because we were supposed to be in the door, or at least checked in by 6. Well, finally, student goes over, lady says, nope, we don't even show an appointment for you until whatever time it was. So I had already sent messages to dispatch. Dispatch got in touch, and all of a sudden they rescheduled our appointment to 1600. 1600? Yeah, 1600. So they let us, the next level of security guards let us finally on the lot after we sat on the street, between the street and the company warehouse from 6 in the morning up until 4 in the afternoon. Well, about 3 o'clock. We then rolled through the dock, or through where they let us in, and then we checked in to meet a really nice guy named Richie. And Richie said, well, it's going to be a few hours. And he said, if you want to drop your trailer, go somewhere you can. The problem is I don't want to drop our trailer and start using hours, and I don't know how long we're going to be here to go get something to eat, so I just ordered something. So when Mr. DCIJams, sir, when you're fussing about the fact that y'all had this happen, I want to say welcome to trucking. My student was asking the same thing. Sometimes it's too many cooks in the kitchen, so stuff gets messed up. This reschedule shouldn't be like this. So I've spent my whole day, which was supposed to be a reset day so I could do some laundry and do some more truck cleanup and organization. I spent that whole day here in East Chicago in a parking lot in Chicago, hungry now. I mean, I got some like little snacky stuff in there, like bagels and cream cheese in the cooler, but I'm hungry, so I want some food. And so I ordered a pizza, so that should be coming here within an hour. And so Richie told us, oh, we'll probably have you in the dock around 6 o'clock. I want to let you know it's going on 7 o'clock. And we still looking at the trucks in this lot. So, waiting for Richie to call my phone. So we'll see. Right now, we just waiting for Richie to call my phone. And then the good plus is that God bless us. We get ready. We're going to go on the other side of the dock, because over here, I'll get y'all a view here in a minute. It's tight as Hades, and if you're not paying attention, you'd have to do a blind side. But the easiest way is to go out blind side, like park and then go out and then back all the way side down, because this is some close docking. It's not impossible, but it's Chicago. Yeah, it's Chicago. But she put it in the hole for this one in this environment, which is good. And she's gonna go a little further up. I'm like, we want to get the easy over here. We don't want to go up any further. I did let her see what it looked like up there further though. She saw that. But anyway, y'all, hoping everything's good. Hope you guys had a really good 4th of July. Waiting on my pizza, and it's just sent me a message asking me how my pizza was. I ain't eaten my pizza yet. I don't know, some grand place. I'll let y'all know if it's any good. If you come out here in this industry and you're in reefer or whatever, you're at a facility like this, Yelp, the application Yelp is your friend. You can Yelp and find places that'll deliver to you. And actually, through my Yelp, I use their service to deliver. And so they're delivering me a pizza, and I'm going to get a Chicago-style pan pizza. So I think I did what they call a Grand Island something. I don't know. I was going to order some Mexican food once we got back to the Shell terminal, but unfortunately, we didn't get back to a Shell. We're going to get there late tonight. So my student said, she said, what time do you think you can get out of here? I'm like, pfft. Richie says 6. I'm just going to say we're going to get into a dock about 8. we done had a whole other trucker come sit up in here and educate us on being an owner op. That's how much time we done had, y'all. I'm just saying. Really nice brother. He educated us. He bought himself a truck, brand new. That's 2000. He says 2016 Freightliner. You know that's my favorite truck anyway. But that's my favorite as far as stability. My favorite truck interior is the Volvo, hands down. I ain't been in the Volvo is probably the most comfortable truck I have been in. Because of the storage space it gives you, and it just really is creature comfort inside a Volvo. The ride is smooth on Volvos too. Then they turn on a dime. But yeah. Anyway, y'all, be blessed. So when you come out here, understand that sometimes, especially with reefer, you do a lot of sitting and waiting. But I'm being paid. I'll get paid extra money for this load because she's gonna pay me for the 2 days we got stuck under it. I'm also getting my detention pay. And then they still haven't paid me for my mental class I retook again. So they owe me $150. If they mess with my emotions, I need to be paid for my services. That's okay. Anyway, I don't have too much to talk about. We'll probably talk more on some other topics coming on the 411. I'll put this on 411 channel too because I got to get back at Mr. DCIJams because he was not happy. He's like, that's just a waste of manpower and product. Yes, you're a businessman, and now you're understanding. Actually, that's something I want to talk about because me and my student were talking about that. Treatment. And she's like, well, no wonder people want to come because they're treated. I said, oh, you understand. The treatment we get now is better. And it's still bad than what it was back when I first started. Yeah, it's better, but it was bad even, yeah. It's still bad. We went to one warehouse and she just really was shocked at how they treated the warehouse employees. That there was no literal break room. Their break room was a couple of broken chairs near the bathroom. They couldn't take their bags back into the warehouse. And there's a broke down bathroom door where you smell the funk from the bathroom. And the only other thing they had was outside tables, and that was in Denver. And she just couldn't believe it. And I said, welcome to trucking. And honestly, that's probably better than what some truckers get treated. You know, we've been to places like we were here and we didn't know she had to go to the bathroom. She had to walk to another building. But they won't, you know that you got truckers waiting. At least put a porta-john out there for them. They didn't have that. I have my own little porta-john on here if I had an emergency. And I had an emergency this morning. And, you have to handle your emergency. But that's why you have to, yeah. So treatment out here is very different, But yeah, it is what it is. I hope you guys will be blessed. I ain't gonna make this too long. I'll show y'all the lot we're at. I'm not gonna tell you where we're at, but we're still waiting, and hopefully they bring me my pizza. I told them what truck to look for. 2 and 2, y'all be blessed. If you have any questions, like, subscribe, share out. Don't forget, go visit us on the Trucker411 Facebook page, the Trucker411 YouTube page. DeeBoy Stance and I did some videos telling you guys happy 4th of July. Nothing really fancy. We didn't do a subject this week, which we normally do. We'll pick up our next subject. I think it's on the 3rd week of the month, so we'll go pick that up and we'll get those out there for you guys. I haven't decided on a subject yet. I think Laura shot me something, and Mr. Shy, he put out a whole list of questions that he sent me, and I was supposed to on home time, but I really just enjoyed my birthday, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was supposed to on home time. I was supposed to on my home time. Yes, I was. I was supposed to do a whole bunch that I didn't get done. So I really did. I was so sleepy. I slept for like a couple of days. And then I just relaxed and enjoyed my dang birthday. And went around and had like a movie day. So when you're in Chucky, I just had a movie day. I just went and saw like all the movies I wanted to see. And I saw Solo, Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8 was good. Solo was good. I went and saw Deadpool too. I wasn't feeling it. It was okay. I could have waited. But anyway, y'all be blessed. I'm gonna show y'all a lot in here, and then I might even put the picture up of the Qualcomm message. So originally 6 o'clock, we got here 5:30. They had to reschedule again today. Got stuck with the load, and we're not gonna. They had to reschedule it again because somebody messed up something, and they rescheduled us to 1600. We checked in at 3 o'clock. We got it backed in the door, backed into the parking area. Walked into the door, talked to Mr. Ritchie. Mr. Ritchie says, well, it's going to be a couple hours. He says, it might be around 6 something, which means in Chicago, it might be around 8 something. So, I don't know when we're going to be seen, but probably sometime between 6 and 8. They'll see us, and we got to go back in, talk to Mr. Ritchie. We get a different door, and go from there. Then I got to deal with the whole lumper thing. Do the whole lumper thing and just go from there. Anyway, y'all be blessed. Peace.